Radio Energy, broadcasting to you live. Go to radioenerg.net.
Big talking points here, Spurs Man City. Jamie, come to you first. Man City were totally unbeaten in the league, perfect record, and then Spurs beat them.
Yep. And comfortably so as well. I think it said as much about Spurs as it did about Man City, really. Spurs really got at Pep Guardiola's team. Lots of running. You had the front three of Son, Lamela, Eriksen, Dele Alli, really, putting City under problems, under pressure, and they got a really good result. And I think that definitely shows that Spurs can go on and really compete this year. But not too much of a problem for Man City, I don't think. It's just the one result.
Yeah.
Obviously missing De Bruyne, who I think is just such a key player for them. It's not a coincidence that he got injured before the Celtic game, and since then they've had a draw and a defeat, when before they won every single game. But no, it's an interesting result to happen so early in the season. Shakes the league up a bit, and Spurs played well.
Yep. With that result, Spurs remain the only unbeaten team in the league, David. Do you think they can realistically challenge Man City this year and Man United, for example? The traditionally bigger clubs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They've really made a statement now that they are in the title race, and they came so close last year, just dropping to third near the end of the season after Leicester had, as we know, won the league. But bringing it back to Manchester City, I think it was after the Bournemouth game, Pep Guardiola came out and said Bournemouth are the toughest side he's come up against in the league so far. Every other team plays long ball, which you could have maybe taken that as a wee dig at Jose Mourinho after
it certainly was
Manchester derby. But it just goes to show Celtic were, I think, the first team to really push him on the counter, press the defence, and Spurs did the same. The first goal coming from a Kolarov own goal, and if you've seen the goal, you'll know what I mean, that it was a really poor clearance, maybe a bit of misfortune for his sticking his leg out and striking it up in the net. But it goes to show maybe teams have sussed out already how to defeat a Pep Guardiola side is just to press their defence, because
I know you say that, but I don't think many teams can apply themselves like Spurs did.
Yeah, I think
Pochettino has trained that team for a couple of seasons now to get to this point where they are able to do that game after game after game.
You've got to give it to Pochettino as well, because it is managerial expertise that's got him to get that result. No disrespect to any other teams in the league, but the calibre that the Spurs has at their disposal when it comes to players, you can put that against it as well. So you can take this result and you can see that Manchester City can be beaten, have been beaten, and the title race is just as open as in previous years.
Yep, definitely. Spurs unlucky to miss out last year as well, obviously, with Leicester's incredible run.
Get in touch. Go on. Tweet at Radio ENRG. Email radioenrg@gmail.com.